Boop.
Twice.
Boop.
Hi.
Hello?
Boop.
You heard
Boop,
it
boop.
twice?
Yeah,
Hi.
because I mean
Hi.
my sound alert was delayed for some reason, but also I had the stream. Didn't have the volume off on the stream, so I heard the stream first and then this.
Oh.
Came through almost immediately. It was very strange. Hi everybody. Sorry, I was not prepared for that at all. Welcome back to the trillionth episode.
Confirmed.
Housebound Adventuring. This is number a trillion. Wow, we made it. We got there, guys.
Yep.
Congratulations, every one of us. We're gonna get cracking with some more
everyone.
Feywild shenanigans, crazy Feywild shenanigans, or rather, hopefully, we're gonna be getting the fuck out of here sometime soon. That'd be nice.
The best shenanigan.
Turn to the best, the ultimate shenanigan. Get the fuck out of the Feywild, and then eventually we can all go back to what I'm certain is a very restful, peaceful Faerun, back to Cormyr, to your loved ones, where nothing has changed. Wait a second, I recognize that.
Wait a second.
Feywild, what? But so as you're aware, in our D&D games, we like to do a little cheeky prompt for all of our characters. Helps them to get into their character's mindset, but also for us to learn a bit about our characters through stuff that we might not otherwise not come up. And our prompt for today is a prompt that I cooked up. That is, how has your character's appearance changed over your adventures? So for some of that is level 1. Could even be level 0 if you fancy. But
level -1.
As you might be aware, we were joined by Haiku midway through our adventure. So I'd be interested to see what Haiku starts off with. Whilst our players think of that, I'll do a very brief recap of what happened last session. Last session, you guys had a dance battle. That's what you did. You had a dance battle. You had a big old, huge, a giant dance battle, you could say, in which Oro had to win against a bunch of giants, or at least one big giant. The biggest of all the giants, Fulgir. Fulgir was described what is universally understood to be the best at everything. So when Oro kicked his ass, partly in thanks to the levitation spell cast to Haiku, but not entirely. She was kicking ass without it. Not only was their quest complete, they were also rewarded with a big fancy ring. The quest that they had been sent there for was to pick up the third and final tithe for the Ursine King, so that the Ursine King would give them some information that they needed. After completing their quest, the giants sent them on their merry way after a little bit of, partying. And our group were settled once more outside the Ursine court. Seems like some kind of huge beanstalk retreated away into the clouds above, and they were reunited with their bear friends, their bearfolk pal, Humphrey. Humphrey, the counterpart of Bearfree, was their bear lawyer who helped them to navigate the complicated systems of the Ursine court in the Feywild and gain an audience with the Ursine King once more. He was happy to see you. You guys had returned with 2 of the 3 tributes because there was a little bit of a problem with the second one. In the middle there. Was it even in the middle? It was the first one, really, wasn't
First
it?
one. It was the first one. Yeah.
In my head, I've got a list of the tributes and in which order that I expected, and it was the second one. But anyway, you guys didn't have that particular tribute, and he was very willing and able to leverage that in a way that meant that you guys didn't quite get what you wanted. Because what you wanted was to have the horrible curses removed from your bodies. Because there are 2 members of your party, Haiku and Nugget, that have curses placed upon them. Curses that keep them trapped in the Feywild and appear to be slowly transforming them into something other than themselves. What some of us originally thought was that the Ursine King would happily dispose of those curses and you'd be on your merry way. Unfortunately, that's not quite what the Ursine King had in mind when he agreed to help you. In fact, what he was actually going to do was tell you where you could find the individual responsible for the curse that you have placed upon your body. And that is what he did. He told you where to find them and who they are. He did not tell you how to get there. The person that you are looking for is Countess Palatine Ludmira Ibrium XVI. She is referred to as an ex-archfey, an individual of great power who used to be the archfey of the moon, or the court of the moon. Now, that's no longer the case, though you don't know why. And she has retreated to a place called Then within the Feywild. Like many places in the Feywild, Then is more of a concept. Then is a place that has been that is kind of embodies the emotion of regret, and therefore, if you want to go to Then, you must first go to a place of deep regret. Since you are going as a party, it makes most sense for you to try and find somewhere that you as a party, maybe as a group, have some sense of regret. That is where we ended our session. You guys were having a bit of a think about where you were going to go, and that is perfect. Because then we can start off our session with you guys discussing that, coming to some conclusions, and us moving on. But before I forget, a brief reminder for those of us in the chat, and our party members who may or may not have remembered, there is one other person that we know looking for Countess Palatine Ludmira Ibrium the 16th. And again, we can call her Ludmira from now on if you prefer. Or the Countess. And that is Chiasmus. Chiasmus is Haiku's cousin, who is looking for revenge for a similar curse placed upon her. Alright, now after that long spiel of Tom trying to, delineate every single horrible plot point he's put in front of you, the second you got here almost a year ago, we will do our prompts. But first off, hi everyone in chat.
Hello.
Hi.
Whilst you were away, the Forgotten Realms turned into Kryn. We'll come back when we'll come back to a completely different world entirely. Okay, so our prompt for today is: how has your character's appearance changed over the course of your adventures? That could be level 1, that could be level 0, that could be level 8 in the Haiku's case. It could be any big significant changes, or maybe just if you want to describe physical stuff like their clothing or the items they've picked up, whatever you want. Okay, so let's start off with Randall.
So I'm going to start with Randall leaving the monastery and traveling down to Nesmith. And I think then his clothes were quite clean and quite crisp, and never really been worn outside that much. So, no dirt or damage or anything. And then if you did a time lapse of Randall over the course of time, you would see the clothes becoming more ragged, maybe a bit more sun bleached, breaks and cuts in them, and kind of damage all over. He'd have more scars and bruises and cuts and scrapes and stuff like this because it gets beat up quite a lot. And then there will be a period where suddenly he's 10 years older as well in one of those pictures.
I really love the idea of time, first of all, the bleaching of your clothes from the sun, and these kind of bangs up the cuts and bruises. Obviously, eventually you also get a bandage straight up across your face.
Yep.
But I also love that there's this one frame of these photos as we go along where I like that we take let's imagine that we've taken a photo, a group photo at the end of every session that we've gone through and we've played from start to finish, and we have this this sliding time frame of everybody, and you just see how everyone changes. And at one of them, suddenly Randall looks much older and slumps over a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's also
ones where he's got a festering wound that you can see getting worse and worse and worse.
But you can also see that he's got purple tinges in his hair or in his clothes or something from the goop. That's brilliant. I love that. Okay, let's go for Neurali.
Oh, Neurali. So I think she was kind of this like moderately like magically inclined person who like had lived a life with a lot of like manual work to do, but a lot of it had been very much like foraging and learning how to like weave, and so like there was a bit of like athleticism to her, but not like as much. And I feel like where she doesn't get like beat up as much, the sheer amount of like walking and physical work, I think, like I feel like she wasn't like soft when she arrived or anything, but I feel like she is the person now who like they make camp every night, and she's got this beautiful gown that's been like gifted to her that she can shape change to look into different things, and like the gown pulls up a little bit, she goes to take off her boots and her feet are just destroyed because like the walking thing wasn't she was like running barefoot in like mountain fields and picking mushrooms, right? Not like on boots on the hard ground on the road. And she's still pretty young, but I think there's definitely like a bit of that like naivete has like worn off, and there are still some things that I think are like core to her that probably seem naive, but now it's more like idealism than actual naivete, like wanting to believe the best in people and things like that. So there's like a little bit of like world weariness, but there's some very like real like physical juxtaposition to like her like Disney princess sort of like aura, and then like thick calves and destroyed wrapped up feet and things like that.
I really like that. I really do like that pivot of naivety to idealism as well. I think that makes a lot of sense for Nerly. Okay, haiku.
I mean, there's the obvious one of simply more stuff on the shell. That's slowly built up over time, especially if you were to go all the way back to level 1. See, haiku didn't have a level 1 technically. There'd be nothing to begin with.
Yeah, I'm solid.
I'd like to think. Yeah, haiku is still solid. Can feel them.
You're supposed to see a doctor.
Tottles work differently. It's fine.
Oh,
I'd like to think there's probably like a slight slumping occurring as well over time. Like the more stuff they pile on the shell, the more sort of like hunched over they become. Because it's just an inevitability, I think.
I think that's fair. That's fair. I like to imagine that haiku actually, if you took everything off of haiku's back, they would have an extremely high strength score. But their strength score is actually the only reason that it is what it is because it's having to. It's like you're getting debuffed by the huge amount of stuff that you got on your back. Like your raw score is really high, so if you took everything off, you'd be really, really very strong.
It's like when you get over encumbered in the Elder Scrolls game and suddenly you have to walk instead of running.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, Koki, how about Oro?
So Oro has always been like a like grottier goblin. And I think if Neroli wasn't around, she would be much grottier and much more food stained. But she's probably cleaner than she was when she arrived because of that. But I think all of her, like, she wears a lot of leather, so, like, her leather boots are, like, really worn, and they're, like, tops from where she's been walking, and, like, her leather jacket's really, like, worn in and comfy now. And her, like, hair's gotten really long, and she, like, mostly just ties it in, like, a messy bun with some, like, random fucking string she's found or something. And I like to think that she just picks up, like, interesting little knickknacks she sees along the way. She's like, oh, that's a cool looking rock. I like that rock. I'm gonna pick that up. Oh, a stick. Okay, I'll carry that around with me. Just like, so she's got like a bunch of random shit in her pockets that she's just collected amongst the time.
I like that. Okay, fantastic answers, everybody. Thank you very much. You guys.
Nugget's fatter now. That's
all the sprouts, the sheer amount of sprouts.
That's it. But also has just very regular.
Yes.
It's very regular.
That's a question for next week. How
How
regular is
regular
your
are you?
character?
Describe the bathroom habits of your character.
Jeez. Okay. Right. Last time you guys were having a bit of a discussion about where enough you think your characters would need to go to experience enough regret to get themselves to the place, the concept of then. What decision has been made?
Well, we
Groaning
all,
tree.
yeah, the tree where we had that fight with all of the treants.
What you want to just describe to us what happened there?
Haiku set the forest on fire.
Wow, you go straight to that detail.
The treants were mind controlled, and we killed the majority of them, and we feel quite bad about it.
Yeah, understandably. Yes, they
We
appeared to...
also missed the grove completely the first time,
you went there.
so we were there late.
Yes, you were. Yeah.
We failed to understand that we were in the grove
Mhm.
to recognize.
It's true.
Oh, I
that's
think
true.
I think that was also my fault. I think the whole business with the groaning tree was my
Listen,
fault.
you've got to take responsibility as an organization. Okay, you all represent the completionists. Okay, so anything that one of you do, it really is you as a group.
Well,
Okay.
also, we were literally there and didn't know that we were there, and we slept there, and then you were like, let's go. It's a different place. Different where? It's a different
Different
place.
way.
Different
Oh,
where.
different way, yeah.
The where
And
place.
yeah, not then, but where. And so literally the lot of us didn't recognize.
Oh,
that we were
saving
there.
throw, wisdom. So saving throw, wisdom, saving throw, wisdom. So saving throw.
Gonna succeed. There it is. Success.
Oh no.
Oh, it's
You
a success.
failed.
Perfect success.
Beautiful. Thank you,
I'd
Anonymous.
really like to say that we don't regularly bop to that in this house. I often will sing other lyrics to that exact tune because it's such a catchy tune.
Mhm.
Thank you for that. I think that's completely relevant because there was a wisdom saving throw that was failed by Haiku, which was, a very unfortunate circumstance that meant that the dryad, the groaning tree, had persuaded you guys to fuck off, basically, and not come back. Fortunately enough for the fortitude of adventurers, that was enough for you guys after about a day or two to realize precisely what had happened. And Haiku came clean. You guys were able to come back to Groaning Tree without any negative effects, but unfortunately it had been too late. It appeared that the scene that you had first observed upon arriving at Groaning Tree, these beautiful creatures called baromets, very rare animals, had at this point been sacrificed in some kind of ritual magic that this dryad had used in order to bring forth some kind of huge tree from some shadowy realm that was not of the Fae or of the material plane, indeed. Persuade you guys to fuck off. So that's where we're going. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Aura doesn't particularly think of any other places that might invoke the same emotions from at least the majority of us.
Yeah.
I think it would be impossible to find one place which we are all deeply regret or have a deep regret of being to.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sure
reckon that there's
everyone's
enough regret on Haiku's behalf at the tree.
Good.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if this was a place for regret for Haiku at all.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, as long as
Obviously,
you're
the
being true to
second
your
highest
character.
place of regret is us not getting the address for the unicorns.
Yes,
Definitely.
as a group.
Yeah.
As a
Second
group,
tier as a
That's the
group.
second
Mhm.
tier. Okay.
Wait, can we go third tier then as the death of Extravagus?
No.
Oh
No, I think more than that, I regret the poor elf lady on the road whose like spouse we met later,
yeah,
who
that
was crying over
yeah.
them into the phone well.
Yes, that
Not
That was
killing
pretty
Barry.
bad.
But
That's a big
we
one.
can't regret that because that we couldn't have stopped that. That's not a regret. That's an unfortunate circumstance.
That's not regret. That's just sad. All right.
I don't know if we
okay.
took one less day to find Groaning Tree, we might have come across the road one day earlier and stopped Barry from killing her.
Maybe we would have just missed Barry completely.
Yeah.
Maybe we might have been the next people Barry saw when he needed food.
Mm.
Poor Barry and his cursed life. Poor Barry.
Poor Barry.
Poor Barry. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Barry.
Oh.
Gotta feel sorry for Barry, really.
Poor Barry.
Oh, Barry.
Okay.
Oh, Barry, no.
So where are we going, guys? We going up to Groaning Tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What remains of it?
Oh, shit.
We get back and the fire hasn't been put out. Oh, we probably should have done that.
We instantly all teleported to them.
The fire was put out because I prestidigitationed it away slowly, I believe.
That makes sense.
Someone put the fire out, yeah. Mhm. It was put out, yeah. Okay, so you guys set out for Groaning Tree, the source of your communal regret, and your endeavor now appears to feel at least a little less difficult. You guys have been in the Feywild for a while now, so traveling isn't second nature, but you kind of get the gist of traveling the Feywild. You know that you're not really following a linear path, and you recognize that the places that you travel through, the world that you're in, has maybe different plans for you. And as you walk through with this strong understanding that you need to go to the east to go to Groaning Tree, that's how you start your endeavors, and eventually, after a couple of days' travel, you do find yourself there. And again, once now you have become more familiar with the Feywild, traveling through it isn't quite so arduous. In fact, you find yourself, coming across fewer risks, fewer encounters, you might say. And truly enough, you are now starting to see some familiar trees. This is the pathway that you took on your way here the first time. And you're a couple of minutes away. Is there anything you want to do to prepare?
Ooh. And that's all they told us, was that it has to be like a state of deep regret. Right.
Yep.
Me just looking at my character sheet really quick.
You're gonna hold hands.
Hold hands and sing songs. We hate our memories here.
Is this a pathway near Sexy Cat? Unfortunately not.
Oh my god, that is
That's
a
my
regret.
deepest regret. That's my
Shit.
deepest regret, that my players didn't engage with Sexy Cat.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that would have been up there.
I don't think there is anything I need to do to prepare.
Okay.
I think just, or at least not that she knows of. She's gonna be walking.
Sure.
Hmm.
Is anyone attuned to that ring, by the way?
Oh, shit, I forgot to ask last session. How many things can you be attuned to? 3?
3, yeah.
Okay, so I have space to attune to it. So
Hell yeah.
I would like to attune to it.
Okay.
Let's.
In which case, the ring that you got from Folgear would give you a +1 to all skill checks.
Jesus.
So that's not all rolls that you ever make, but it's all skill checks.
Okay.
Okay.
I assume that's something I have to remember and not something I can program into the thing.
You can program it in there. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I won't do that right now, but I'll try and remember that.
Okay. I can sort that out for you some other time.
Okay. Go.
All right. Oh, have I accidentally got 2 sets of music playing?
Possibly.
Yeah, I do. That's really annoying.
Oh, mine says nothing
Okay, that's
currently, so.
Can you hear anything though?
I
I
can
only
hear
had
stuff.
one, but only when you said there's now 2.
Damn it! It's only me that is hearing too.
I hear too. Am I muted?
don't hear
No,
any
I hear
now.
too.
God damn it!
Oh, I got 1.
Do you...
I turned it up and then turned it off again. Are you good? Are you good? Roll 20. You wanna
good?
relax?
Oh, thank you, Ganek.
Please.
I appreciate it.
You're gonna attune 4? Oh my god!
Well, that's crazy.
Artificers, yeah.
I don't think I even have 3 attuned.
Oh my god.
You've got a lot of things you've given to other people, right?
Yeah. Daiki was just too generous.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
I've already got 3 things, and there are 3 things I'm like, I don't really want to get rid of any of these 3 things.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I can attune 6 things at level 18.
Oh my god.
It's
Is-
crazy.
Is there a thing in D&D, you know, in Terraria, where you can put 2 things together and it forms both the stuff together? So you
Nope.
can put your attunements. Aww.
When the DM says that, like, there's not even going to be a quest for that later. Don't even try it. If you try to research it, you will spend time doing nothing, basically, or accomplishing nothing.
I mean, it could be something that perhaps an artificer with enough time could maybe figure out.
Hey, if we get back to the mansion at any point, maybe I'll have a tinker.
Yeah,
There
but
are
what
so
about
many.
the problem that we're trying to solve?
There are so many things in Roll20 that say that they're playing when they should not be playing. I mean, nothing's playing right now. I'm going to play this now. And just hope that this gives us
Heart
a start
B.
from the top. Heart B. Okay.
Oh, lovely.
That sounds like a harp.
Yeah.
Harp B, I think.
That's 2 things playing for me. Damn you, Roll20.
Do you have 2 windows open? What's happening?
No, it's just.
You got the
it's-
stream turned up?
Yeah, it's
No,
on stream.
no, Roll20 just as
We found a meat jar in a field. It was just a mason jar full of meat in the forest. What the
What the
fuck?
fuck?
It's
The worst
bizarre.
geocache ever.
Thank you, Ganek.
Okay. Can you guys are hearing stuff or not hearing stuff?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
the harps.
Yeah.
It says now playing nothing currently, but I can hear it.
Yeah,
So
me
it's all
too.
player.
Okay, fucking whatever,
Yeah.
man. I googled this problem as well, and other people are having it, and no one seems to know how to fix it.
It might just be
I can
a
hear
Roll20
too.
issue. Yeah, I
This
can
is
hear
2 different
too now,
songs.
too.
Oh my god, get out of here, Heart B. Stupid Heart B. All right, okay.
You could make such
Problem for another
powerful
time.
magic items, it takes up 2 attunement slots? Oh my god, what the fuck do they do?
It better be really powerful.
Yeah. Like,
If I
Lets
can
you
have
attune
6,
3 things.
if I can have 6 slots, can I have the Infinity Gauntlet?
Oh
my God.
Okay, our party deals with the fact that their DM cannot for the life of him understand Roll20 music files and why they never stop. Sometimes they start and then they just never ever turn off, no matter what buttons you press, which is not ideal.
Just delete it and make a new one.
Yeah, precisely.
Call it
what
roll
to do
21.
is- Oh wait, I
roll
wonder if I
21
can do-
final.
I might be able to
Final
trick it.
score.
I might be able to trick it. Wait. There's
Uses
a
the
setting
brand
that you
new
can do.
21-sided dice.
Yep.
So like, if I move you to this map, it might stop all tracks.
Okay.
I've still got
I want to
one.
clarify that it's not sexual in any way.
Yeah, it's
It's like creepy background noise.
I can't hear anything. It worked for me.
Oh, yeah, I
Damn
can.
it.
I can just about hear something.
Do you hear like a chime, Docs?
I hear nothing.
I hear something
I
spooky.
can't hear anything at all. Damn it. What the fuck? Can you guys refresh your
Mine's
windows, or is that
stopped
going to
now.
be a terrible, horrible mistake?
No, I can do it. It's fine.
No, I'll refresh it.
Mine's stopped now, I think. There was just like a couple of chimes, but I have the volume turned down, so I couldn't really hear it properly.
A mage tower. I can move to any location in my world once per day, and if you're a wizard, it allows you to prepare any wizard spell, and the tower allows you to channel magic to close portals and protect your allies against outsider influences.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
I guess that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but-
that makes sense.
Two
Yeah.
achievement slots?
How many achievement slots would a mecha haiku take up?
One per limb. It's like
One per-
Exodia from.
The fully
Yeah.
function if they're on all 6 slots, I can just have like one arm.
Okay.
Jesus. It just becomes Haiku's hand. Brr, brr, brr. Instead of Bigby's hand. Sorry, continue.
I'm gonna stick us on the tense playlist.
Oh no.
We're on tense now. It's tense.
It looks like a
Hearing some
frog to me.
tense music. Ignore the frog. the stream can't see the frog. They don't know what you're talking about. We're a frog place. Right?
Damn
It's
it.
Arlen.
We're back at Arlen and his frog river. Okay, so our party have arrived at Groaning Tree. You step onto the familiar terrain of the stone, the wood, and you see the debris, the ash, the burned remains of the trees that were slain here. Burned down, cut down, dead. But something about it is distinctly different. There is a looming darkness that sits on this place. It is as if there is a veil that rests over it. And it taints your memories. It doesn't feel like this is the place that you were in before. Last time you saw it, it was a lot more on fire. But also, even through the ash and the smouldering and the burned husks, there was some greenery, some that was saved. You know, the Feywild is a very vibrant place, and yet there is very little vibrancy here. In fact, the only thing that you do see that has any vibrancy is a smouldering fire that burns away in a small patch of the ground in the center. On the other side of this small patch of fire, you see a figure. They're turned away from you, and the darkness kind of keeps them as a silhouette for now. They turn around, and you can see that this is Haiku. The only reason that you can see that this is definitely Haiku is because their silhouette is extremely unique. Otherwise, they are a shadowy figure. You will immediately recognize this to be Haiku, but
Can I check
in
if
front of
Haiku
you-
stood next to me?
Haiku is directly next to you,
Can I check that I'm me?
yeah. Feel me, I'm solid. The individual in front of you is more of a shade than anything else. They are darkness. They have no distinctive features that step out of anything other than a shadowy figure, apart from the silhouette, the outline of Haiku. And they hold in their hand, or hold just attached to their gauntlet, in fact, is a illuminated cannon. And you can see that they hold it up, and rather than face it towards you, they turn it to the trees that are around you. I'd like everyone to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom save. Can I also whisper something to Haiku?
You can say whatever the fuck you like. Yeah, yeah.
I specifically want to whisper it to Haiku.
Mhm.
I want to whisper something like, the magic word is Jeremiah. I've read too many stories where people get mixed up with someone they don't that looks the same as them. That's gonna be our tell.
Oh, like a code word.
Yes.
Yeah. Safe word.
Jeremiah! Remember Jeremy? Oh, I
yeah.
don't know if that was purposeful, but I really
It
wish
was.
it was.
Aw.
Oh my god!
Well, I need to do that too, don't I?
My face when I give too many wisdom saving throws to my party. And they get 20, 19, 20, 6, 12. Okay.
Yeah, it kind of tailed off pretty hard there.
It came off pretty easy on the first 3. Okay, Nerly, Oro, Haiku, you are able to recognize that you have stepped across a threshold and you have entered then. You recognize this to not quite be how you remember any of this. Haiku wasn't stood there. The place wasn't already torched, basically. This was a very different scenario. Randall, you are enraptured. You are drawn into this scene, and in front of you, you see your friend kind of laughing maniacally as they burn down this grove. And they don't stop.
Okay, that's normal.
In fact, that's normal, yeah.
All right.
All you feel is all you feel is a sense of responsibility, as if your involvement here makes you guilty of what's happening.
But I want to try and stop it then.
Absolutely, you go ahead. What do you want to do?
So I'm still aware that this is a.
You
is
are
this
not
now?
aware.
Okay, so
You
this is now actually Haiku.
To you, this is you've been brought back to that time. You've been brought back, but obviously it's a different scenario. When you were there, you weren't watching Haiku purposefully and maniacally, sadistically destroy an entire grove. But now that is what it feels like.
Okay.
Randall wouldn't have known what happened last time because he ran away and left me.
Yeah. This is what I would have seen if I turned around.
Yeah, if you turned around. If you stuck about, yeah.
How much of what just happened do I remember?
You mean from the? So I mean, it's not so much that you're sitting here and thinking, like you're not going through your catalogs. You're not trying to picture and compare. The reality is for you that your friend is burning down this forest.
Okay. This is what the magic word was for, but it's not going to work.
No, you needed the magic word.
Well, I mean, I'm going to run over and be like, what are you doing? And then just try and wrestle their cannon away from pointing it.
Okay, so you're going to try and grapple.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Give me a athletics check, right? He has an athletics check, right? How do I always forget how grappling works? We use it.
I think it is an athletics check because athletics check is the one that I always want it to be because I'm good at that.
No,
isn't it? It's just a strength attack.
It's to escape is to. Okay, yeah. I mean that's fucking whatever. Grappling, D&D.
It wouldn't be D&D if we.
I think it's just an attack against AC.
It's an attack, right? It's an attack against AC, and if they want to break out, it's strength versus.
Yeah, it's a strength.
Yeah, then it's a contested strength check.
Yeah. Stupid D&D with its too many rules.
But is it what kind of attack is it? Is it a strength attack or is it dexterity?
Starting the grapple makes a contested athletics check.
Oh.
Wait, what?
That's even better.
A grappled creature can use its action to escape. Blah blah blah. So there are some monster attacks where attacking lets you grapple.
I feel like we've been doing grappling wrong this whole time.
Yeah, we might be. Who fucking knows, man? Who knows?
I mean, athletics is the good one.
Okay, I'm reading this from the rules. When you want to grab a creature or wrestle with it, you can use the attack action to make a special melee attack, a grapple. If you are able to make multiple attacks with the attack action, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's an attack
using
action.
At least one free hand, you try to seize the target by making a grapple check. A strength athletics check contested by the target strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics check. Okay. So it is an attack, but we've misunderstood it. Doesn't matter.
Sure.
So you're doing an attack action, but the special nature of this means that you are doing a contested. Can you roll me either athletics or acrobatics, please, Haiku? Whichever's highest.
Wait. What?
Yeah, the person trying to escape can use both.
Okay, so you successfully grab Shadow Haiku.
Shaiku.
Whoa.
Careful.
Wow,
Yes.
Shaiku. Now you've dashed off into the wilderness. You are running off to tackle Shadow Haiku. The rest of you are recognizing that this is not actually Haiku, although Nugget has also burst off in an attempt to involve themselves. What do you want to do?
Is this supposed to make us regret it more, or are we supposed to stop it?
Maybe we shouldn't mess with anything. If the
Randall,
papaya.
I fucking love papaya.
Jesus Christ.
Not allowed.
Jesus.
Little does papaya know what may or may not be occurring in this session, and what they may have contributed towards.
oh jeez, oh jeez.
Let it be known now, if we're all murdered, it is
Yep.
entirely Papaya's fault.
No matter what actions or decisions we take.
He's just being a good. He's just being a good friend, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
you.
you.
Why does it have to be this party or that party? Why can't it just be, why aren't we all equal here?
Can
Why
I,
can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
can I figure out if Shadow Me can actually do damage to anything, or is it just a shadow?
I mean, it's hard to say. You could roll me an Arcana check if you like.
Yes, I was hoping you'd say that.
Oh, +9. You have seen damage done under. Oh my goodness, the big old
Kind of.
gift sub.
Thanks so much for 5 gifted subs. Thank you, very kind. I appreciate it. I'm Malcolm got one too.
Oh, and so many good eggs got those.
Thank you. Appreciate
So many good eggs.
it.
Very generous. You have seen damage done by less mysterious forces.
We should probably try and get Randall and Nugget away from that. Not that it necessarily poses any danger to us three. Or even
Nugget!
Purposely.
As soon as Haiku says that.
purposely presents danger to Randall or Nugget, but it can definitely hurt them, whether it wants it or not.
Okay, start shouting for them then.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to start moving towards Randall
Yeah.
just to try and... Not like when someone tries to get into a fight and someone holds them back.
Okay, you're going to close the distance then. You're going to try and get a little bit closer and tear them apart.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Randall, these terrible trees are trying to claw at you. They get to your legs, they start pulling on you and clawing their way up, and they say, "Help us! Help us!" as they are pulling their way up your body.
I
No,
mean,
it's confusing because you're trying to save them, right?
well,
You're
yeah.
trying to stop Haiku, but they are clawing their way up you.
Well, they're asking me to save them, which is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
In that case, Randall will ghost step because things are attacking him and he doesn't
Uh-huh.
like it.
Yeah. hmm
And then move to like the other side of Shadow Haiku
Sure.
to reappear there
Uh-huh.
and maybe strike Shadow Haiku once to be like stop,
Stop.
or
Okay.
what Randall thinks is real Haiku.
Yeah, yeah. Go for it. Go for it. Go for an attack roll.
Just like an unarmed strike,
Yeah, yeah.
just to be like stop.
All right, roll your damage.
Randall rolls up a newspaper.
Bonk.
No.
Okay. You take 6 points of damage.
Me?
Mhm.
But I did the whack.
It's from an unknown source. Crazy. What happened?
Ow.
You reach out and like it's like a slapstick moment where you reach out and like slap Haiku and all of a sudden you're like,
Oh my
You
god.
feel that you are being drawn deeper and deeper into this scenario, and you're so just so captured by it. This feels so real. It feels so dangerous and looming and urgent that you can't see anything in the future. You can't see anything in the past. You just see this moment. And it seems to last forever. It just drags on and on and on. For the rest of you guys, Shadow Haiku disappears.
Oh.
But Randall sits.
Good lord.
Was that in reaction to
That was so perfectly
Yeah,
timed.
that was really
Randall
good.
damaging himself? That's good.
Thank you.
Where did they go? Ah!
That's what everybody else hears. It's just-
Randall is sat on the floor, looking over at this desolate scene, bereft, just sobbing, empty.
It's like
Randall?
the goop all over again.
It is like the goop all over
Yeah.
again.
I got to put a hand on Randall's shoulder. His left shoulder.
Very
Oh,
specific.
I like this detail. I love this detail. Is that it? Is that?
Oh, just a comforting.
Well, I tried. Well, I tried. Let's go.
Imagine that's the greatest length that your party is willing to go to save you, is to put their hand on your shoulder. Well, that's it. Bye.
They
Well,
would
if
have
you
done the
I was
same.
just given. Go ahead.
No, you.
I was just giving Haiku an opportunity.
No, I know you guys aren't leaving
Yeah.
it at that. I just thought it'd be a funny scenario in which that was the case.
We're just like squeeze. All right, well, we need to go find Ludmilla. Priscilla, Ludmilla, Camilla.
Get up. We gotta go. Come on. Let's go. I want to see if Randall reacts to the having a hand on his shoulder.
No, not really.
Is
Give
Nugget
it a
chill?
shake.
Give him a shake. Could you make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage, please, Randall? Doesn't bring him out of his situation.
Oh wait, is that a saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Use a flash of inspiration and give a +5 onto that.
Oh, a hefty bonus. It still does not seem to have any influence.
This motherfucker. Randall, everything's okay.
You sit, Randall, and all you can see in front of you is the desolation that was created by... Well, really, you feel like it was you. It may as well have been you holding that kind of flamethrower and torching these grounds. You see the carcass of the Baromets, you remember the fantastical, mythical creature, spread across the floor in ritual magic. You see the kind of charred remains of treants surrounding you, and you see an ember burning in the center of this field, flickering away, that represents to you everything that you have done wrong. And you relive this moment again and again and again.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize.
Wait. Thank you.
Wait.
We're trying to have a deep and heartfelt moment, guys. Good lord.
I'm going to like kneel down in front of Randall. I think I could probably tell that he can't like see me.
Yeah,
Right,
he's looking.
yeah.
He's looking right past you and staring into this burning ember in the center of the. what's the word I'm looking for here? Copse of trees.
Yeah.
Forest.
Non-natural.
I'm going to. I'm going to put one hand on like the side of his face
Sure.
and see if there's any recognition to that. Remove curse.
Oh, a little cheeky remove curse. Okay, what does that look like?
I think I feel like when he took the damage, there's like some sort of like bruising or something that like pops up, and I can tell like something's going on, and there's just that like staring off into the middle distance. So I just like put my hand on the side of his face, like Vulcan mind meld, like meh. And I'm just like, it's not real. Go back. And there's like a little bit of like, stirring of wind.
Stirring of wind. On the wind, Randall, you hear Jeremy. Suddenly you are. This isn't right. This didn't happen. You blink hard, you rub your eyes, you draw yourself away from that ember, that flame that you see flickering away, and you see you're now staring almost directly into Nerili's face.
Oh. Wait, what?
Are you back?
Yeah. This was all on fire. It was all gone. I mean, even more gone.
If I were to guess, I think that part of the property of experiencing a deep regret that can bring you to an entire plane of existence is that there's a danger that that regret might consume you.
Oh. It was pretty horrible.
It's okay. Mm-hmm. How's Nugget looking?
Fortunately, Nugget is brought too.
Okay.
I don't want to have you sat here spending all your spell slots trying to get Nugget back in the game as well. Nugget's back. Nugget's good.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Nugget is
I mean, yeah.
resilient.
Yes, Nugget's resilient. Nugget resists after some time.
Nugget's high-level druid, right?
dragon in bat form.
I can't
The
wait for the
sexual
day.
tension in that meeting was palpable.
I can't wait. For
Is that the moment of them staring into each other's eyes?
This like the juxtaposition of this like now I think young 20-something and this person who's also aged another 10 years and is like 60.
And
I
then
last
the
the
awkwardness
idea-
of a giant turtle next to it with their hand on their shoulder while that touching moment happens.
Do I let go? Do I stay? I don't know.
Shit, what's happening? I can't wait until we're in some sort of really not that we haven't been in many dangerous situations, but something gets really extra super dire and it's like there's no one standing but Nugget and Oro goes down, and then all of a sudden Nugget does turn back into some sort of humanoid form, and it has been a archdruid this whole time.
Also, the touching moment is kind of ruined because while Randall might be looking into Nerili's eyes, Nerili is just looking at a slightly bloody bandage.
Yeah,
That's funny.
that's true. That's true.
Well, I like to imagine that now whenever I think of the badge, I have this distinct image of Randall that comes to mind whenever I think of Randall, but it's in two halves. I have this like more realistic, like older gentleman who is, beaten and bruised, wrinkled, with a tattered old, like bloodied bandage around his face, with all these like sun-bleached robes that have really seen the wear and tear. And then I see the cute Randall, where you can see his eyes. There's a bandage on his face, and he's like, he's just a smooth boy.
Very smooth.
Looks him a fast, smooth monk. Those are the two very extremely distinct images that I have for Randall in my brain, and I love both of them equally. I can never choose between them. You are brought to. You've rejoined your party.
I did not like that. I don't want to do that again. How do we get to this place? Get out of here.
I think we're here.
We got someone to find.
Wait. But this is... Like, does this look different to me than where we were?
This scene now is the place itself looks like Groaning Tree, but there are elements of it that look different. So the scene is definitely Groaning Tree as you remember it, but the elements, i.e., it wasn't this torched, things weren't this bad. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, DC Bradshaw.
Hi.
Oh, I didn't know. It just looked a bit more burnt, a bit.
I think this is the reflection of how we feel about how things went here.
Oh, that makes sense. I would like to leave this place soon.
I think we all would, to be fair.
Yeah.
We've been saying that
Wait.
for months.
Wait, what's the magic word? Looking at haiku.
Jeremiah? Jeremy?
Yeah, okay. Go on. Oh.
Magic word?
Should have probably tried using that when he was in his trance state, shouldn't
I
I?
would have given him advantage on his roll. I would have given him advantage.
Nerly just looks so confused. Who's Jeremiah?
Jeremiah isn't anyone. I mean, there are horses in this book that I'm reading, but they're also. It was this ill word because there was two haikus, and I didn't want to get confused between the real one and the fake one. But
Oh.
Jeremiah.
Oh.
that word's burnt now. We have to use a different one next time.
Who else is in this book you're reading? No, I'm kidding. I don't know how we're supposed to find Ludmilla from here, but maybe if we just follow a path, and I look around.
You turn around, and the only way forward, if that even is the word, is back out the way you came. You're surrounded by the same trees that you were in Groaning Tree, but there is a kind of a shadowy darkness that comes with the entrance here. Like everything already is veiled almost. It's as if rather than moving from your usual dusk and dawn you've been experiencing in the Feywild, now it is night. It is the far reaches of dusk that is filtered into a nighttime, and it happened so Kentucky. The only
Kentucky was like the
happened...
stable hand, right, or something? Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Continue. I just wanted to make sure.
The memory on these guys. It filtered so naturally from this dusk to a nighttime that you barely even noticed it. So there is a lack of light. Doesn't mean there's a lack of color. There are still twinges here and there. You see that the fire itself is burning. You see that there are gentle fireflies floating around you. A couple of mushrooms that are glowing in the night.
The only way forwards is backwards. It's either really deep or nonsense.
We don't need to burn another path through, do we?
No, I think we can just
No fire,
go...
please.
No.
Oh, sorry, that was.
Randall
that's the time for
exceptionally
jokes.
traumatized by fire right now.
Another character.
Just
Yeah.
every time, you know.
I think we just follow the path.
Let's go.
I try to see if a firefly will land on my hand.
Yeah. Like a Disney princess, surely enough.
Just sing to it.
Jenny made that joke the other day about her RimWorld game. If you're familiar with RimWorld, it's like a colony survival kind of, post-apocalyptics. You're on a different world. You've got to build up your colony, that kind of stuff. And there are animals in the world that you can interact with. You can tame them. If you have to eat them for meat, or you can milk them or whatever. And very, very rarely, one of these wild animals will self-tame, and they will become your pet, basically, and you can do whatever you want with them. They'll self-tame. And this happens non-stop for Jenny. Constantly. It's
played
always
in 20
happening.
minutes. I got 2 self-tamed animals for some reason. I'm like,
Wow.
It happened to me maybe 2 times in the last couple of games I've played, and Jenny's just, yep.
oh, I got a raccoon now.
I love it.
Anyway, so you guys...
The RimWorld princess.
Yeah, precisely. So you guys step through the archway that kind of represents this scene. So it is no real surprise to you that when you step back onto the pathway, instead you're looking at something completely different. You're looking at a very different scene indeed. In fact, this is a wedding.
Oh no.
Oh,
You step through...
How big is the wedding?
You said that so fast. How big is the wedding?
It's a big wedding. Don't worry. It's a big
Hold
wedding.
Nerly back. Hold it back.
Now Nerly starts.
Honestly, if I went on a list of all of the things that you guys might even remotely regret, we'd be here for a long time.
Wow.
Another year.
I had other things up my sleeve, don't worry. We're moving on to something slightly different. So you see tall pillars, woven wood that seems almost as if it were grown in place. You see kind of cold marble floors intertwined at the same time. You see braziers filled with fire. You see a long table that is laden with food, but also plenty of drink. You see that there are many formless figures. In the same way that Haiku's shadow was more of a silhouette than anything else, these shades of individuals all have the same kind of very upright posture and stately poise as they sit around this table. You can see one individual here that does not look like a shade. You see an Eladrin, a winter Eladrin, an individual of dark white skin and clothes and kind of very morose demeanor, sat at this table at the far end, staring down the length of it. At the head of the table on the opposite side are 2 very happy newlyweds who have their arms interlinked and they're drinking from some goblets. And stood behind them, you can see that there is another stately individual stood upright with a large crown upon their head. Laurels wreathed underneath at the base. And you just hear a kind of familiar sobbing. It's familiar to you in the sense because you heard a similar thing from Randall. This individual sits at the end of the table, staring directly at one of the individuals at the head of the table, on the opposite side.
Oh, no. Should we? They're probably in the same thing that Randall's in, right? What was in?
It seems like it.
Should we ask if any of these are the Countess? Out loud?
I think if anyone is, it's definitely her. And Nerly kind of like doesn't point or anything, but kind of like softly gestures like with her head at the person sobbing at the wedding.
So the individual that you see crying is actually of a more masculine figure.
Oh. But wait, who's the winter?
The Winter Eladrin is the
one that's sobbing.
sobbing person who is the more masculine figure.
I guess in my mind it was just automatically going to be her, so I just assigned like a gown and everything. Okay. Good job, brain.
That's it's probably a weakness in my description more than your brain. You're filling in the details that I left out. You can see that they are morose. They are in a winter form. So for those of you who are familiar, those of you who may not be, Eladrin can take on the forms of different seasons. So winter, autumn, spring, summer. And when they do so, they gain different abilities, but also their characteristics may change, their personality maybe. Sometimes it reflects how they're feeling. And in this particular case, you can see that the winter persona that this individual has taken on definitely seems to reflect how they're feeling as they stare down the other side of the room at these newlyweds.
Are the newlyweds shadowy as well?
Everybody here is shadowy apart from the individual who is the Winter Eladrin.
And that's
Go ahead.
That's what Randall looked like as well. Like everyone else was shadowy, but he was normal. Like he looked normal.
Correct,
Okay. Yeah, we should try and maybe get him out of that.
Should we?
I don't think you would want to be left if it was you.
That's different. We knew Randall.
So what you're saying is you only care about people if you...
Yeah.
What if this person can tell us how to find the Countess?
What if they have a cool magical item they could give to you?
Okay, I guess we should.
That's what the one that, yeah. I'll kind of
I got to put
gently...
my hand on their shoulder.
I love it.
Well, worked before.
You placed your hand on their shoulder.
Give it a shake.
Give it a shake.
Say Jeremiah.
And they slump to the floor.
You killed him.
Ah, great.
Their body is lifeless.
Oh shit, you actually killed him.
Oh.
And as they slump to the
Why
floor,
would you
the
do
scene in front of you fades away. The
Oh.
individuals are gone. The table is there, but the braziers burn out.
That wasn't me. I just shook the shoulder like I did with Randall.
And they were sobbing just a moment ago, right?
Softly, quietly, weakly.
Cure wounds?
Do you want to do a medicine check?
Yeah, I'd like to do a medicine check. That's what I was going to say first, and that's why I went, because I was trying to decide.
Yeah. This is me
Need to
saving
see.
you a spell
Thank you.
slot.
I appreciate that.
They are deceased. Freshly deceased, but they are deceased.
Maybe they've just been here for a really long time.
Yeah.
A medicine
Am I-
check of 22 will give Nurali that same information.
Quite some time.
It was just
Remember when I
unfortunate
said-
timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like you waking them up, like, was successful, but then the thing keeping them alive was being stuck in that state, and now they're dead.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which
See,
in
I
a
said-
way
I
would...
told you we shouldn't have helped anyone.
They're stuck in eternal torment.
Yeah.
I think that was the point which I would want to let go too.
As you are discussing this, you hear a clacking jingle almost.
I thought you were going to say
Uh,
horse hooves. Oh no.
A horse! Jeremy!
Who's Jeremy?
You hear a clacking jingle, and I mean that in a very bizarre sense. So you also hear footsteps on stone, but bare feet.
Krampus.
as they kind of
Like
slap
rawr,
their
or
way,
like slapping. Okay, slappy.
slapping their way towards you irregularly. They come onto the scene, and this individual is a hunched elderly lady with long matted hair that is a kind of a sickly black and brown mixed with a tinge of purple. The purple looks wet and slick as if it'd come off of a mushroom. She is kind of sagged and long in places you wouldn't expect.
Lube themselves up.
She is...
Oh no!
Damn it, Anonymous.
You not want my voice used like that.
I can't believe you'd say that, Jack.
That's so
I'm
funny.
disgusted with myself.
But you hear this jingle because it appears to be that she is wearing multiple necklaces with small bones on. And it's these clacking necklaces of bone that are moving along with one another, really. She kind of moves onto the scene, and you can see that she's moving irregularly. She's kind of not walking as you would expect someone to walk, but instead, like, just all of her body bits are not properly the right length, and she's doing her best. But she moves into the scene, and you can see that she appears to have some kind of iron pins stuck here and here, and in irregular places, and not regular angles around her face.
Yeah, because she regrets those piercings.
She moves onto the scene, and she ignores you guys completely, and with a long finger, she pokes the body. Shit! Fucking goddamn it! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! She starts shaking the body. Wake up! Wake up! No!
They're dead.
She slaps
They're
it.
dead. They're dead.
Ah!
They're dead.
Ah!
Hello?
You were dead when you got there.
She moves over to you, and the last person that most audibly said anything to me, in my mind, in a very soft and early voice, was Oro. So this individual, that you might describe as a hag, drags herself over to you, and she places her long, dirty ear as close to your face as she can. At this point, you can see that her face is actually stapled on. It is loose skin and does not fit her completely. You can see there is a drooping sag here.
Oh, I hate
You can
that.
see that there is some flesh underneath it.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
That's good.
Yeah, great.
And she gets nice and close to you and she says, "Did it say something?"
Hello?
Did it say something? And it gets real close.
It is me, right, that she's next to.
Yeah.
Maybe shout.
Hello?
Are you saying that softly?
I'm like going at another notch, like louder, but like I'm not shouting, but I'm loud.
What? How are you here?
We're looking for someone.
This one? She shakes. She's got his limp body in her hands, much stronger than she appears.
Oh my god. Thank you, Papaya.
That was actually just the party's collective reaction.
Yeah.
Is it this one? She shakes the body. You
No.
want this one?
No.
Well, he's no use to me now. She throws him on the ground. His bones crack.
Oh.
Jesus.
But who are you? Respectively.
Me? My name is Filthy Judas Deadface.
Is that a name you came up with yourself? Did someone give you that nickname?
Are you saying something? And she hobbles over to you and puts her face right next to yours. Her ear close to your mouth.
Wait, how tall is she?
She's actually probably, if you suspect if she stood at her full height, she'd probably be near 10 foot. But her head is hunched, she is hunched over at your face level.
So I was just curious about the origins of your name. Don't mind me. I've had a tough time recently.
Was that filthy Judas dead face or
Judas?
Judas. Don't want to get the wrong dead face, you know.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Or Judith.
They hate
as well,
it. They hate it when you mix them up.
Dame Judas Deadface.
I'm gonna. Go ahead.
What are you doing here? You're not in a dream. Am I in a dream? I don't know you. Do I know you? She turns around and she brings her sagging face towards you so you can see into the blackness of her eyes. No. No.
Wait, are we in a dream? Did we check that?
Did we check that?
I think Randall was, but I don't think we are.
This one was, and she shakes the body.
Yeah.
He was sad about not saying to his loved one that he loved her. Oh, so romantic. And then she
Wow.
kind of like hugs the body.
Do you?
It limply kind of sags as she crunches bone again.
Do you run this place?
No, 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 no.
You just
Do
like
you
his
run this
story?
place?
Girls run the world.
Girls.
No, no, we're just visiting.
I'm just visiting. Forever.
Because of them, and she points at the body.
Yes. Tasty.
Do you know where anyone else around in this place is at?
Lots of people, lots of places. Tasty people, tasty places.
Do you know anyone named Ludmilla?
Ludmilla?
Some kind of
Yes.
countess, the 16th.
Yes, 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 yes. Very good, very tasty.
Is
Can
there?
we
She has
taste
that
them?
smell. Oh,
What kind
like
of smell?
Parma violets.
Oh.
We'd like to smell them. Can you take us to them?
We don't want to take the smell away, though. You can have most of this. We're sort of more unaware.
I have
no,
other
no,
things
no.
that smell good. I'm gonna pull out my honeysuckle soap.
She vomits.
I thought she talked
Violently.
about flowers. Just kidding. Sorry.
She vomits violently.
Do I think it's because of soap or because of the flower smell?
It's really hard to say.
Stick of incense?
Stop it, go away, you.
Brussels sprouts.
I put it away, I put it away, I put it away.
I bet she has a jar of meat.
Can you take
She
us?
totally does.
Can you take us to the countess?
You don't take people anywhere.
No, we're asking if you can take us. We're not taking anyone.
I don't take anywhere, you don't take anywhere.
Okay.
These
Do
are
you
mine.
know where
Delicious.
she is?
Yes.
Could you tell us where she is? You don't have
Then.
to take us there. Are we not in then now?
Yes.
Is there a way to get to where and then she is?
Yes.
How?
I like these questions, they're easy.
How do we do that?
You gotta figure it out. What am I, a teacher? No!
Well, why do we have to figure it out? Why can't you just
Every
tell
time
us?
any of you speak, by the way, she is moving directly to your mouth with her ear.
Oh. I mean, it's slightly
She's
better.
getting right up as close as you possibly can.
Why can't you just tell us?
Because telling doesn't help. Telling doesn't help.
I'm just telling.
Has to know. Has to know.
Haki's patience is running thin with
Oh,
him.
no.
So you tell us if like we have to know.
You know.
No.
You know Ludmira?
Yes, we go way back.
Then you know.
No.
I wonder if we need to know what she regrets.
To know the person, you need to know the person. To go to their regrets, you need to know their regrets.
Oh.
Or at least who they are.
Oh.
How did we end up here? Who is that person?
You can wonder. I like to wonder.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Is that what you
Sometimes
do?
you find fresh, tasty new morsels tasting like Parma violets.
What's a Palma violet?
It's these.
This is sweet.
Oh, okay.
Imagine a sweet, except it's not sweet.
It's like perfume.
It's horrible.
It does. They're nice.
evil,
That's
evil
lovely.
sweet.
They're contentious.
I wonder if what she regrets is what she did to Chiasmus.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Probably.
If you know a
but we could try
person-
that.
Who is in then, you can find them in then. Or guess. Go for a wander like me. And she kind of like, she's still holding the limp body in one hand, like one giant hand, and she just flaps him around a little bit.
Oh God.
I just wish you could put the body down. It's quite unsettling.
Sometimes you find romance, and she holds him nice and close.
Oh,
Okay.
lovely.
You've been very helpful, thank you.
That's me.
I start like backing away slowly.
Say
Wait,
goodbye.
wait. She sniffs, and she turns, and she looks at Randall, and she moves closer to Randall, and she sniffs.
I don't smell.
You smell like regret.
No.
Like tasty, tasty regret. What was
Yep.
your regret?
I don't have one. You are mistaken.
Mm, like fresh meat. No, like rotting meat. Like this! And she opens up a jar that she has on her hip.
Of course.
Oh, so, yeah. Found it.
Constitution saved did not throw.
She takes a big whiff. Mm.
I'm sorry, if you don't stop harassing my friend there, you'll have regrets.
We have to
She
go
takes a
now.
deep regret.
Goodbye. See you later. Good luck on your journeys.
So
Let's go
many
now.
tasty morsels.
I'm
You go
pushing
find
everyone
them.
else away from her.
Leave this person.
Surely enough, yeah, you can walk off the scene. There is a small archway on the other side of the table, away from where our good friend Judas came from. Filthy Judas Deadface, aka.
But they do just dead face. I wonder if we all think about the story that Chiasmus told us as we're walking through the archway, if that will change where we go.
It's worth a shot.
Definitely worth a shot.
Yeah,
Okay.
We can try. I don't think Archfey would regret doing
I don't-
Archfey things, but we could try.
I don't think so either, but it's the only thing we have to go on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, else we'll just be wondering. Well, assuming you know, Judas was right, we'll just be wandering forever.
Or at least for a long time. Or if nothing else, wandering aimlessly.
Also, if they have a name, that probably means there's other things here. So we should watch out for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's filthy and that's dead face, but
Jesus.
So what's the plan, team?
We're gonna go through this archway, but thinking about the regret of what's her face.
chiasmus.
Mm-hmm.
Chiasmus'
yeah. Not
tale
chiasmus,
of
yes.
woe.
What about it precisely are you thinking about?
The part where the part where she gets cursed.
Can you remember what she did to get cursed?
She
at a
cheated at a
card
game of cards. Yeah.
Okay. So you step through this archway and you concoct an image. You know chiasmus very well. You can picture chiasmus very, very capably. But you weren't there. So really,
then.
what you're kind of all there, all then, and you're kind of concocting an image, and each of you have something slightly different in your mind.
Oh no.
Can we have some straight intelligence checks, please?
Oh
Just from everybody.
I'm sorry.
no. You know what? It's pretty good for her. Oh dear.
Wow. Really hoping to be
Wow,
carried a little
haiku.
bit by haiku there. That didn't happen.
Actually, Haiku, I think I'm the intelligent one.
Oh, no. It's got horrible
Oh no, it's
drama
Aura.
here.
It's Aura. Aura is just.
So you guys step through the archway, trying to concoct this image of chiasmus, and for a moment you do feel like it's working. But when you step through the portal, instead you see another horrible scene.
Good.
In front of you is the dead body of Astravigus.
Haiku.
Not regret this at all.
Right, immediately recognize it as extravagance.
You are going to make a wisdom saving throw at deep disadvantage.
Deep disadvantage.
Yeah, I want to know what a deep disadvantage means.
Disadvantage
You
work.
have to use a deep voice.
Hey, Riftblade.
Hello.
Hi, Charlie.
You are standing in the portal. The rain is pouring down upon you, and pooling towards you is a torrent of blood that is seeping from the wounds, gushing from Astravigus in a fountain that is squirting into the sky, and underneath this fountain is Barry. Hat on, joyfully skipping around.
I want to charge him and knock him to the floor. This is no long range kill. I want to hear him die. I want to feel the life drain out of Barry, and then I want to bathe in his blood.
And this is how a new Barry is born.
Oh my god, it's the berry curse.
So, you sprint across the field directly towards Barry. You see him dancing around. He has no idea that you're there, so you definitely have the upper hand. Can you make a attack roll, please?
Alright, using me claws.
Sure. You lunge for Barry. He sees you at the last second and dodges out of the way. He looks at you. Are you alright?
I'm gonna go at him again. I'm not gonna reply.
Do you want to play some frisbee?
No, that does piss me off.
And he throws a frisbee, and miraculously it seems to work like a boomerang. Because he throws it directly towards you. Let's have a look. What's your wisdom modifier? Asking
Probably
for funsies?
more than it should be. 2.
Okay. Armor class is
17.
tanky boy, tanky person, tanky turtle.
Tanky turtle.
The frisbee bounces off of your shell on its return, and he calls it back to his hand.
I would like to pull out my false ballista.
Okay. So you're using one of your daily uses to force ballista? Sure.
Yep.
Okay, go for it. You want to take some shots?
Oh, I do. Oh, I do.
Should we stop him? Just me, generally out loud to the party.
I was
What,
going to
we
say, are
don't-
we there?
We
Can
don't
we
see this, right?
You are all there. You are all there.
Oh, we're all there.
Yeah, you've been brought together as a party, and Haiku has just bolted off so fast
Oh,
you've
I thought-
barely had a chance to even stop them.
Oh.
No, I thought I was there by myself as well, to be like,
No, the party's all
What is
there.
he doing?
Oh, I did not realize that.
I think it
And-
just, for me, it made sense for it to take the rest of us a second to be like, this isn't where we thought we were going to be. Oh,
Yes,
God.
Yeah. Mhm. Again, I also didn't describe you all being there in the most adequate fashion, so you can blame your DM for that one. But Haiku is dashed off. It's almost like you guys have realized, wait, this looks familiar, but this isn't.
Wait.
We didn't see chiasmus here, and you're kind of talking to each other. I got a slight delay on that one. That's a good thing. But you're kind of just like, wait, this isn't. Wait. This isn't what we're supposed to be. In the meantime, Haiku has taken initiative on the situation and just fucking bolted off. And you hear the bolter-esque sound of the force ballista firing. And Barry, you don't even see Barry. You just see a shadow dissipate behind the silhouette of Haiku. And Haiku wobbles for a moment, takes 10 points of damage, and then
Oh no.
sits on their ass.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Let's go put our hands on his shoulder. Come on.
What even is a total shoulder?
Just awkwardly putting our hands where we think your shoulder is.
Haiku, you come to, and you are reliving this over and over and over. You remember precisely every encounter that you've had with Barry, and in all of those encounters, you see the person that killed your friend, you see the person that has killed many, many innocent people, and who has not had any justice for it. You see Barry.
I want to clarify that it's not
Taunting you.
sexual in any way.
Taunting you very sexually.
Oh my god.
Can't have this red cap.
As they are taunting you as if there's nothing you can do about this. Because the first time, you didn't even realize until Barry had walked away. And the second time, your party wouldn't let you go off and stop Barry. Extravagance was already dead, and you had to stand and wait for the portal to go off. And you relive these moments. You keep going back. You see yourself stood in the portal. You see Extravagus's body. You see Barry stood over it. For the rest of our party, you see Haiku sat on the floor, staring despondently at the body of Extravagus.
Haiku. Snapping.
So, Jeremiah! And shake.
You want to make a wisdom saving throw? With advantage?
Guidance. Can I guidance?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Oh, that's a good
D4,
one.
is it?
I'll take the D4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Tortu.
Hello.
Oof. Not great. But I mean, you already had an 18, so it's pretty good. You are.
Saving throw. Wisdom. So saving
We got a
throw.
lot of sound alerts today.
Saving throw.
All of them.
Succeed. There it is. Success. Success.
Oh, guidance is
Oh,
skill
yeah,
checks, not
guidance
saving
isn't
throws.
saved. That's right.
Perfect success.
I forgot.
Okay.
Thank you.
I
for
was
that.
thinking of the other one that you can get that does add to saving throws, which I contemplated getting. But it's
Well,
okay. 18.
We regardless, 18 is very high, and you are brought 2, Haiku. You are tugged out of this nightmare that you've been living in, and you hear the
I
words.
thought it wasn't
Jeremiah.
sexual.
You hear the words Jeremiah, and you are brought back
Jeremiah?
to your party.
Jeremiah?
You're all right.
I could.
Oh.
You okay?
I think you guys have got this safe word.
Yeah,
Can't believe it's taken us this long to have a safe word, but we've got one now.
that's true.
Can we have a safe bio break as well?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cheeky little bio break. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm solid. Feel me.
Oh my goodness.
Aw, thank you for the 5 gifted subs.
50 boys.
Want a hype train? Choo choo choo.
Wow. Choo choo.
Right, they're
Oh my
not boost
God.
trains anymore. Boost trains were taken away, I think. Right?
Was that a thing?
Boost trains
It
were
was
around
a
for a little
thing
bit.
train.
For some people.
Mm.
Oh.
The only hype train I ever had was a boost train on my channel, and then I think it left very soon afterwards.
Yeah. A boob train. Yes.
A boob train.
A boob train.
Well, it's the perfect time for a bio break then. If you guys are familiar with our channel or with Jenny's channel and our games, our bio breaks are very quick. We just go off and do our business and then we come right back. Very professional about it. We do our business.
Very
Business in the toilet.
Business gets done.
That's right.
In the toilet.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
Like
I
business
make
people.
all my
do.
best business decisions.
Yeah. And then we return when we're done. So we'll be back shortly. We don't have a set deadline, but it's usually only a couple of minutes. And we'll be back in a mo. In the meantime, enjoy my reminder to look into purchasing Tome of Beasts 3.
Again.
Oh,
It's the same last week.
and also the Do Good Penis.
And that.
Do
Be right
the
back.
Do Good Penis. We'll be
Everyone-
back in a moment.
Go stretch, get a drink, go pee, etc. Thank you for the bits and the subs and everything today. I appreciate it. I'll be right back.
Hello there. How's it going? You enjoying the festive holiday season decorations we've got going up across the top up here, and also I've got a little holiday tree up here, very festive, and plenty of Parma violets because I found them in a shop the other day, and I like Parma violets. Sue me.
Shoot me.
Mulled beverages. No, not here.
No, we don't really drink mulled. I tried it once. Don't like mulled wine. Bleh.
Yeah.
It's a bit too
It
much
might be
like
warm.
it's a bit too much like the cold and flu drinks. What are they called?
Lemsip.
Lemsips. It's a bit too much like Lemsip to me. I can't. I can't do
Oh,
it.
I like a lemsip, but I don't like a mulled wine.
Hmm.
Or I just don't like alcohol. So.
It's been a while since I've had
Yeah.
a mulled wine, but I can't remember if I liked it. It didn't leave a lasting impression.
Mulled
I'd
cider.
I'd much
Mulled
prefer
cider?
to fill a wine glass with lemsip.
I would try mulled cider.
Yeah, I've not tried mulled cider.
Wow. Oh, I think I'd look for that. Mulled cider.
Little stop selling it. You can make it yourself.
Hype train success.
You need some cider and some spices. Maybe.
Maybe.
That seems like a lot of work for something I might not like.
Oh. Canuck! Thank you for
Holy
the
shit.
£60
Holy
tip.
moly.
Jesus fucking Christ. For the friendship you
Jeebus.
share. Thank you.
Oh,
very sweet.
That's really sweet.
Thank you, Canuck. That's very kind of you. I appreciate it. That was way too kind.
You're right, Papaya. Lemsips are hot.
Hot food take.
What is that taught to? Mimi Mamomu?
I have a TikTok Mimi Mama Moo
I'm
song.
gonna think.
I feel like I
Oh,
know
I
it,
see
but
what
I
that
can't
is.
place it.
Schwartz do a
Like a thousand days.
mulled cider spice.
Oh.
You know those guys that do spices and stuff.
Yeah.
My spices.
How do you do? What do you do? What is it? You just put it in some cider? Cook it
Yeah.
up?
Cook it up.
I think so.
I think if someone gave me a small glass of it, I'd be like, But the fact that I'm looking up how I'd have to make it, nah, I'm too lazy for that.
That's too much. We need to like go to a Christmas fair or something like that, because that's where
Oh, that
people
would
will
be
have stuff
great.
like that.
I know where one of those is.
Isn't there one in Birmingham?
Your favourite place.
Yeah, don't like Birmingham. So
Don't
busy
worry.
all the time.
Yeah.
Christmas markets are even worse.
Woodgate mulled cider.
York Christmas market was always pretty decent, but because York's a smaller place, it feels busier. You know, there's probably less people there.
Yes,
Also,
statistically.
cobblestones.
Oh, yeah. The only
Nice.
one I've.
Cobblestones are nice.
Oh god.
Oh, no,
absolutely
no.
not.
Not
I went to
great.
one when I lived in Worcester because I worked in retail, so I would just leave some work some nights and the Christmas market would be on, so I would be there by default. Not because I wanted to be. But I remember there being like mulled wine and what's the one with the liquor that Bailey's and hot chocolate you could buy as well, I remember.
Oh.
It's also great.
See, I used to live in Birmingham, and when I lived in Birmingham, I lived less than a 5-minute walk away from the Christmas market, and everywhere I just basically step out of my house, and it would just be a big street full of extremely expensive Christmas merch that's well overpriced, but the
Yeah.
food is good. Again, overpriced but very good.
You should totally come up to Edinburgh. They do great Christmas market with much hot alcohols. I'd love to just pop up to Edinburgh.
Honestly, yeah, Jenny and I don't need that much persuading to go to Edinburgh. We like Edinburgh a lot.
I liked Edinburgh. Edinburgh was really nice.
Yeah. It's a shame it's so
Never
fucking
been-
far away.
Yeah.
It is
I've
quite
been
far away.
wanting to go. Can never persuade my parents or anyone.
Holiday?
Oh.
Oh.
If someone else
I've been
drives, I'll
trying
go.
I've been
My
trying to get
grandparents
we've
might still
booked
be
out
there.
for that for a while now, and you've all.
Oh,
Tom's had to
and-
wait
I've got
for
my
his-
ta- I've got my
About it.
I do have my
Timetable.
timetable for season 2, semester 2 now. So,
Oh yeah.
but there are some expected changes, but they shouldn't be that bad. So should be able
what
to
you
book
do,
it
you
back.
go to your line manager, whoever it is, and go, no.
Season 2, Academia Boogaloo.
I went to the Birmingham Christmas market last year and hated it. I mean, it wasn't great. It's never great. I mean, no Christmas market is ever amazing, I doubt.
Oh.
The
but
Christmas
it's,
market like pop-up shops or something?
It's like a. I mean, this is one in Birmingham. It's just a long road filled with. They try and do like a German market kind of style thing, where it's
Okay.
all like supposedly log cabins, kind of facade sort of things, propped up with loads of beer in steins, or not steins or whatever it is. Whatever the technical term for it is. I think people
If
get
it's supposed to
grumpy
be
about
modeled
using
after
steins.
German drinking stuff, then it probably is a Stein.
Well, I've heard from others that it's not supposed to be the stein. That's not the correct term for it,
Hmm.
and that we all think it is, but it's not.
We do have
That
German
sounds really-
friends.
That
Yes.
sounds really pedantic and know-it-all. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
It does.
Oh, it was a work
It was
thing.
a work thing.
That makes it worse
Oh,
for
you
sure.
didn't have to share a room with him again, did you, Papaya?
Oh my god. Poor papaya.
Season 2, now I'm the doctor.
Okay, anyway, let's get back on with this, shall we? What the fuck was happening?
A
You
haiku had
snapped
just
haiku out of it.
gone
Oh,
through a
Haiku's
thing.
out. Haiku's back with us. Amazing.
Amazing.
Congratulations.
Out of
How you
all the
feeling?
random people we've helped and the random people we've stopped, why haven't we done anything about that creature Barry? Why? Why did you stop me from doing anything about it last time and the time before that?
Because
We-
we
Like,
would have been lost.
this creature just killed innocent people.
We were in a
Why-
teleportation
Well,
circle.
how is this fine?
Suddenly you care about people when if you would have gone off that, you would have been lost to time. We would have probably never found you again.
The first time we met Barry, we didn't know what Barry was.
Suddenly you care about people. Oh,
I care
Is-
about people. I care about you four. I cared about Extravagus. I still care about Extravagus. He's dead. I don't want that to happen to any of you or anyone else we know. You know.
It was an unfortunate circumstance that we were stuck on a teleportation circle.
Yeah, I think things would have been differently if we had just been walking down the road that time and had understood what had happened.
We're there because we put a lot on the line for that elf that just died.
Wait. Which
No.
one?
The elf.
The fancy elf in the
The
same
fancy elf who
teleportation
died
circle thing.
immediately. We
The
didn't even have
gold.
wow, you guys don't even remember his name. Looks at his
I-
notes.
I just didn't know, like, if
Noruian
Haiku...
Everblade.
I just wasn't sure if Haiku was talking about the fancy elf in the last room who died, or...
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
The humanoid maraca.
Ugh.
The crunch and bones. I don't think we really had a choice there. We didn't really do much for him because he died too, and it was really the creature that was coming after us. And that, of course, portal seemed to just last a little bit longer than the other one. If we had immediately flashed away, we would have had the same story with that one.
I'm sorry.
I'm irked. I'm irked.
I'm sorry
fair.
that happened to
Apologise
him.
for lashing out.
Haiku. That sucks.
It's just. I want to get out of this place.
I know.
Like you
We will.
slammed a fist on the floor.
Dramatic.
Slams a
order.
gauntlet on the floor so it makes a noise.
Oh,
Jesus.
In your defense, we probably could have been more empathetic. It was just hard because Extravagus was really mean to the rest of us. So.
He had a unique personality.
I like Haiku so much.
Haiku is prime example of, but they were nice to me. I didn't know that they burned down other people's houses. Like, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Just promise me that if we come across Barry again and the situation permits it, we can go at him,
Okay. Yes.
do him in,
yes.
Yes.
and actually stop him.
Yes. 100%.
Tie that cap to my shell so we can't do anything like regenerate or anything.
What if tying the cap to your shell turns you into Barry?
But yeah, maybe we don't do that.
Okay, maybe not do. Maybe I'll put it in a box first.
Yeah, that'll make it safe. Put it in a box.
I'll put
Like
that
a
box in
cardboard
another box.
Yeah. Okay.
And put that
Nothing's ever
box in a
escaped three
safe.
boxes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've
got to put
a little cart to drag along behind.
Oh.
You gotta put the top of one box up into the bottom of the other box. So even if he tries to push it open, you just hit it in the bottom of the box.
Oh yeah.
Can't like pop both tops off.
We'll get another bag of holding as well, just for that.
God, could you imagine you turn a bag of holding inside out and out pops another bag of holding, and you do it again and out pops another bag of holding, and you're just like,
Oh god.
And then it's a box and a box. No, a safe and a box and a box and a hat.
yeah.
A very bloody hat.
Okay, should we try going through another door again? She like looks around.
Probably we should.
Yeah,
I'll try think hard this time.
Well, hang on. What about if
My
I
concentration slipped.
maybe my book will know? Maybe the regret is historic.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, go for it.
I wanna,
Yeah, I feel like-
convene with the book of knowing all
Okay.
things.
So this is essentially a take 10.
Okay.
All right. So feel free to check your book.
Oh my god.
I don't know how to check my book. Is that a
Do
history?
a history check. Yeah.
Where's the book? Book check.
Oh god.
Book check.
Oh.
My.
Ooh.
Oh my. Oh me. Oh my. Okay.
I'm also proficient with history.
So what is it? Tell me precisely what it is you're looking for.
I am looking for what any circumstance that might be related to why the 16th, because I can't remember any of the rest of their name. Count Ludovir might.
I put it in our D&D chat, but I'll put it in there again.
I thought you did. I think it's in my notes correctly. I just didn't have it in front of me.
Ludamira for short is
Ludamira.
fine.
Palatine Ludamira Ibrium the 16th.
Yeah, and I want to anything they might regret, a wedding that they should have crashed, or someone they shouldn't have cursed, or someone they should have cursed and didn't curse, or
Maybe the regret is cursing myself and Nugget.
yeah, maybe, or something like that.
You know.
Okay, so with a whopping, sorry, I scrolled up, 20 with proficiency and this grimoire, you find several pages that refer to Countess Palatine Ludamira Ibrium the 16th in far more detail than has ever been given to you on any other person.
Oh, spooky.
You gain, say, grimoire. It's like a very, very specific, D&D or a Game Master DM ASMR thing going on here. Wow.
Mufasa. Woo!
And so you get reams, honestly. What you get from this information is that Ludamira is ancient. She's very, very old. And she has held a position of power within the Feywild in some way or another for an amount of time that is difficult for you to even conceive.
30 minutes.
She was at least 30 minutes. So she was an archfey. The text, as you are aware, when you're reading your grimoire, you are doing so kind of page by page. You're not really getting a full book. You're not getting multiple pages of notes at a time. You're getting one page, and then you turn it over, and it's something completely different. And you've got to keep kind of looking for relevant information. So as you are doing this, you're getting accounts of things that she's done or said, or meetings that she's held, but also thoughts that she's had. You're getting information as if it was written in a diary.
Does this give me the vibe of the knowledge tree that we went in, where it was writing out things as they happened, or thoughts?
Not quite. It's very similar to that, but you're not certain. I mean, you can draw that connection, and you suspect that maybe your grimoire has has picked up some of that talent, maybe from the tree, but
Learned a thing or two.
it's learned a thing or two. But it's hard to really say for certain because you're not overly familiar with the inner workings of your grimoire.
Yeah.
Regardless, you are getting a surprising amount of information. She was an archfey, and some of the accounts she is described as such. At a certain point, she stops being described as an archfey and starts being described instead just as Ludmira. It is deeply concerning when you hear that the Count of the Moon has been dismantled and that she has been relegated to, normal-ass faedom. But also, whilst the precise circumstances under which she fell from grace are a mystery that is withheld from you, you can determine that it is innately connected to her position within the court and what it is perhaps that wherever she was gaining her power from previously, it appears that she has she rallied against kind of the hand that feeds almost,
Right.
and lost her position. You suspect that would probably be quite a considerable position of regret for her, moment of regret. Yeah. Quite a lot of stuff in there.
What's her favourite food? Is that in there?
Who's she fancy? Who she got a crush on? We should know that information.
Mulled cider. Weirdly. Crazy.
Yeah, that was weird.
Fancy
Who like-
mulled cider. That is a little odd.
Less drama, though.
You got
Normal ass
cancelled.
faedom is a terminal condition.
She probably also regrets losing her really cool grimoire.
It's fine.
Does Randall share all this?
Maybe not all of it if there is a lot of detail, but he'd probably summarize the I don't know, she went against her source of power or something, and that caused her to fall from the leadership position she had at the court. So maybe something around that.
Who gives power to Archfey? Gods?
Well, maybe, but then like Crenea had that had the stuff in the temple.
Wait, if she
Right.
was originally, was it Court of the Moon? Before
Yeah.
she left it, then
Yeah,
she
no,
got
no.
the power from the moon.
Or what's that moon lady that you like, nearly?
Selene.
The
Selene?
moon lady.
Maybe that's why the moon went dark. Does it say how long she'd been exiled?
It was hard to know kind of how long it's been for anything, but
Yeah,
I mean,
you
I
don't
see-
have a precise time period, but because you're in the Feywild and there's a fair amount of literature before and after, you think if you converted it, probably a couple hundred years.
Okay.
but how old is Haikyuu? Do you know how old your cousin is? Because
Well,
surely
yeah.
they met not in regret in regret mode. So
They mentioned they met in then.
one, I
Also,
didn't know how to
like,
get here.
yeah.
Maybe it wasn't actually her that put the curse on Chiasmus. Or maybe Chiasmus had ended up in Then without realizing it.
It's possible.
Or maybe the then thing is a bit more recent than the fall. The fall was a while ago, and then
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can I think of anything that I would have learned about that happened a couple hundred years ago with Selene or the moon or
You can give it a crack.
Quay?
Oh, I might have misjudged the timing on that. Let me just double check my notes a second.
Okay.
Control
you
F.
do want factually accurate timelines here. No funny business.
Okay, so 100 years ago was definitely exaggeration on my part. I found my notes for it. It would be closer to. God, I minimized the wrong page. It would be closer to maybe like within the last 50, probably like 20 or so years.
Like about how long Nerly has been alive?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I still think back to anything like that I might have learned, like religion check essentially, like anything specific to Selene that I would
Give
learn?
me a history or religion check if you'd like.
Yeah. I am
Nothing springs to
proficient.
mind. Yeah,
Okay.
nothing springs to mind.
Do you get advantage because I've been like talking through some history stuff? If
Sure.
you're doing it out loud,
Go on
maybe
then.
we'll be like, "Oh, there's that detail."
You mean you're helping? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, you don't have to use a D&D word for that.
It's true. It's true. So 17.
Nothing springs to mind, but it's difficult because the organization which you were brought up in was not traditional Selune
That's true.
worship. And additionally, these are gods. They don't come down for a powwow and an update and tell everybody how everything's going.
How things have been, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. It's not
she might
everyone's
for
getting
me,
a
I
constant
don't know.
upgrade. You don't guys have a
Yeah.
like a newsletter.
Selene's monthly newsletter that she writes and it mails out to all of the high priests and priestesses.
Yeah, why don't they do that? That'd be so much more efficient to spread the word.
And you could unsubscribe.
Probably,
A little link at the bottom.
I'm sure it would just be one of those like most of the gods probably don't care too much about the people that believe in them until they need them for something. They just enjoy the belief and power that comes
Or
with
there's
it.
just too many people, and they've got other responsibilities.
Yeah, could be that too.
What you email?
B-mail. I'm kidding. I can't think of anything specific that might have happened in the last little while, but
Adam. That's funny.
oh my god. Truly. And Ogma would be the one to do it too. Maybe we should concentrate on the way that somebody in a position like hers would feel when they realize they've lost everything because they made some kind of mistake.
I will say that you felt like what you were doing with Chiasmus' your original plan with Chiasmus was about to work, but you were thrown off course by Haiku in this instance.
Okay.
Whoopsie.
So I don't mean to direct you. You can do what you like. I'm just suggesting that
But I didn't feel
that
like
was
we were on the
that was a
wrong
group
path.
check that you rolled too low on, not that you were doing the wrong thing.
It's an intelligence group check.
With that knowledge, yeah, let's just try again the way we were doing it before.
Cool. Okay, and not
Really
to direct you in
concentrate
any
this
way.
time.
If you want to do other things, we can do other things. If you
I
think
think
that would make
we are
sense.
closer to the story of Chiasmus
Sure.
than we are to the other stuff and would have a
So something
better
that
chance that
was
way.
that our very good friend
Role playing is kind of
Judas.
weird. I don't know.
that's a really good sound alert one. I really like that one a lot.
It really is, yeah.
Our big good friend Filthy Judas Deadface suggested or tried to suggest was that you need, if knowing the person, having met them,
Yeah.
is a core component. So your link to Chiasmus makes it a little bit easier for you to manage.
Yeah, I've
rather
met
than-
Chiasmus.
Yeah, you guys are familiar.
That's why we're better off doing that than
Yeah,
trying to think of Ludmilla stuff on her own.
sure.
Right. Okay. One more time.
Why
Into the
again?
breach.
One more
Yes.
time.
To the breach.
Let's go again.
All right, give me some rolls.
Intelligence again.
Yes, please.
Oh my god.
And this is just a check, right?
Well, just a straight up check.
Haiku's over it now.
Sounds normal.
Haiku's focused.
I'm a guidance myself.
Who's done so well, they just turn up on their own this time.
See that there is a bench. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, bench. Oh my god.
Bench sound of that goddamn bit.
We'll live in infamy.
Shout so hard and
Bench.
poor Nugget with the literally -1.
It's a stupid
Wow.
I think you can roll up to a -3. Down to a -3.
Don't worry. We'll take the median.
Oh no,
The,
what's Nugget's regret?
Not being smarter.
with a nat 20 in the mix, you guys find yourself in an all entirely different scene. You are in a quiet back room of a tavern. You can see that there are several figures sat around a large table covered in cards. And you see Chiasmus sat at this table, staring at her hand. Opposite, again, there are several figures sat around this table. There is one individual that you can see has a more kind of pristine poise, a little bit more hoity than the others.
Are these shadowy figures? Sorry.
These are shadowy figures, yeah.
So it's a toity shadowy figure.
Who you can see that there is a crown upon their head, which is a feminine silhouette, and it is kind of skew-if.
John.
And it looks like they are wearing a dress that is shredded a little bit, but they're not really there. You see a silhouette, a blur, a fade, nothing else. Though you do see Chiasmus in appropriate detail. She sat at this table. She's in her battle chair. Her sword is on her back, Bertha, and she is playing cards. You can see that the cards in her hand are about as real as the fades around her. You can't quite see the faces of the cards because they're all just shadowy silhouettes, but you can see that on her wrist, under her sleeve, peeking just over the top, is another card up her sleeve.
The old classic.
The old classic. I think I'm going to wait for what Haiku does on this one, since Chiasmus is their family.
Yeah, I was thinking what to do. I mean, I can't really interrupt the scene, can I? Or can I?
If it's going to play over and over, I think that at some point we will have to interrupt it. I just don't know.
Let's just try and sneak the hidden card away. She can't cheat.
So you pace up to the table, and you see that Chiasmus is stood in front of you. This is Chiasmus. The real, actual Chiasmus is here in Ven with you. This is her regret.
She's in a battle chair, isn't she? So this isn't a memory. This is actually her. Sorry, continue.
This is her. She is here, and she has come here, you can only imagine, looking for Ludmira. She's sat now in her regret.
Oh, we have to snap her out of it.
Do
Shoulder.
the thing.
As far as I'm
This
aware,
is
it's
like-
worked.
Haiku says, let me help you shoulder your burdens. This is literally what they mean.
So, hand on her shoulder. You can see that she's
Chiasmus.
playing. She's not seeming to really notice you at all. And she puts a card down. You can't really see what game they're playing. And you can see that she kind of like yawns. And as she does so, she stretches her hand like this.
Can I put like a hand to stop her from going any further?
Yeah. You put your hand on her and she resists for a moment. You've interrupted her pulling the card from her sleeve and cheating.
That was the plan.
Yeah. She still kind of seems like she's in the middle of it though. She's not been stopped fully. It seems like you've kind of holded her. She's resisting you.
Can I just take the card out of her hand?
Yeah. So you reach in and you pull it out of her sleeve so she's not got it in her hand. And she goes, fuck. Shit. And she places her hand of cards down on the table. And from her back brings off Bertha the extendo sword and places it on the table.
Oh no.
And she pushes it towards the center where there's a pile of coins and other cards and some other assorted miscellanea.
Is the other assorted miscellanea shadowy?
Yes,
Bertha isn't.
correct.
I'm just going to grab Bertha and move it out the way.
Okay.
Safekeeping.
Yeah.
But I actually mean safekeeping.
So, she is going to make a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Because we're fucking with her.
Yep, because you're helping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she rolled a 21.
Ooh.
You can feel like, essentially, you've been in this scenario. You've had this. Both you and Randall have experienced this. And it's not something that happens just the once. It's something that repeats and happens again and again and again. And the scene freezes. But she doesn't. And she looks around, and she sees the shades around her, and she sees her cards down on the table. And then she looks up at you and sees your hand on her shoulder, and you're holding a shadowy card and her sword. And she says,
3 hands, wow.
well, I mean, I'm thinking like, got a sword on your back, card in the hand. Or even like, a sword down on the table, leaning against the table, put aside.
I put the cheat card on the table and just slide it away.
Yeah, just haiku?
Chiasmus? You okay?
Where am I?
You're in then. As in the place. Then.
I came here for her, and she turns across the table, and all the other shades have fallen away, dissipated, and it's just this one silhouette. I couldn't find a party, Haiku. Nobody would join me.
Well, you've got one for a little bit now. We're here for
Why are you here?
the Countess as well.
What did...
I tap the back. She's the one who put this curse on Nugget and I. So we're here too. To set
Well, I don't know if she put the curse on you so much as they said she was responsible for the magic of the portals and that it curses someone who uses them.
That sounds like she's responsible for the curse.
Yeah, even if she isn't even if she necessarily hasn't put it purposely on Haiku and Nugget, Haiku still would blame her entirely for it and the issues it's caused.
I only clarify that because it wasn't that she cursed you directly. It was that Sir Schiffer tricked us and sent us to a place where she knew we would be cursed by this, or hoped we would be. And because I didn't want Chiasmus to get really, really upset thinking that we had encountered Ludmilla and had also been cursed.
There's the
Just
whole
in case.
misunderstanding as well with the Asylum King. We didn't want to have that happen again. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Yeah. It's almost as if,
Okay.
I'm not good at speaking.
All right, but you're here now. You're here now. You're here
Yeah.
for the same reason I'm here. We
Yeah.
gotta fuck her up.
Oh well, I I would love to fuck her up. It is our thinking as a group. We may have to wait on the fucking to get this curse sorted out. All I'm saying is, if we piss her off or kill her or anything, and then this is still here, I can't leave. Slowly, the nugget can't leave, and we slowly turn into trees. As much as I would love to help you fuck her up, we might have to take this smart. Ooh.
I have some good news. Or terrible news. Honestly, really depends on how you see things.
Go on.
So Ludmira was the Archfey of the Moon Court. Ludmira was one person.
She's no longer one person?
What do you know about the moon?
It's a system.
I turn around and look at you. We have an expert.
We have a local moon expert.
It's got phases, and
It's got phases, Nerly. She is 3 people.
Oh. So which one cursed you?
I don't know. All I know is that I did my research before I came out here. And this is what Crenea told me. Is that when she fell from grace, she came as 3 different people across the Feywild. And I think they're all here now.
You think they're all together?
I think if we can find our way into her regrets, we'll be able to get all 3 of them. But it also means that I get to kill one of them. And the other one can be dealt with. They can do the curse removing. As long as I get to kill one, I'm happy.
The new moon is usually associated with beginnings, and the full moon is usually associated with letting go. So maybe we need to see the version of her most closely associated with the full moon to release the curses.
I've heard of her waxing, full, and waning.
Waxing, full, and waning.
I think if we can get to her regrets, maybe we'll be able to figure out a little bit more about her as a person. Maybe that will give us some more ammunition.
Do you know how she fell? What she did?
I don't. But I met her. How did you find me?
Yeah. Well, Randall knows more about her because of Randall's book. So Randall, maybe if you told Chiasmus in the book, she knows her. So
Okay, I'll recall the detail, but more of the detail. I didn't share these guys.
Okay. Alright, so you're going to regale Chiasmus with a little bit more. Flesh out what she knows. Because she met her in person, but she doesn't know much about her as a person. She just recognizes, she has actually met her.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of goes with all like divination magic in D&D. You get greater chances of success the closer to the individual that you are. So if you know them very well, greater chance of success. If you've only met them the once, less chance of success. If you have a physical piece of their body or something they have owned, extremely good chance of success, right? So her having met them, plus your knowledge,
and she used to own this grimoire, so
she used to own the grimoire. Is that what?
That's what chat has decided.
That's chat
Yeah.
law. Yeah.
Sure.
Canon.
Okay.
Canon.
Well, we've got at
Shannon.
least those 2 components. Shannon. to make that a more tangible connection already. So you spend some time regaling her with this information that you've pulled from the grimoire, and is that how you spend your time? What else do you want to do?
I feel like when we're in these scenarios, do we see like sky above us, or is it like ambiguous black clouded edges of scene we're seeing kind of thing?
So in this instance, you are in a room, and it's
True.
you're in the back room of an inn. It is what it is. The terrain around you seems very real. The table is very real. You know, it's holding cards. It's the things within the scene that are, interactive, that are these faded, shadowy figures. Like the individuals aren't tangible. The cards aren't really tangible, more than just, a shadowy card.
So could we sit on one of the chairs?
There is only one chair in this room that is that would have been usable,
Real.
and it's been cast aside because Chiasmus is sat in its position.
Gotcha.
I'm going to excuse me, if there's a window, I would like to go and make moon water under the window if it's nighttime in this scenario.
Sure. Moon water.
Yes, and then I figure it's one of their like ritual things where they leave water out under
Sure.
the light of the moon kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then when we're about to try to figure out how to get to her, like concentrate on what regret or whatever it is we decide,
Yeah.
I'm going to sprinkle moon water on everyone.
Okay.
I'm just listening into Randall and Chiasmus talk, I think.
Okay. Well, after some time, Randall fully divulges all information that he got from his grimoire. Chiasmus and Randall kind of chat a little bit, and it becomes clearer and clearer thanks to the grimoire. Can you roll me a history check, actually, just to see if we get some extra juicy gossip?
So juice.
It's corn.
With advantage, yeah.
Sure. Okay, nothing extra juicy. But the two of you guys kind of put what knowledge that you have together. She has spoken to Crinea and got some information from another one of the Archfey. You have been poking around in your grimoire. She's met Ludmira. So all in all, you have quite a good combination of ingredients for moving on, if that were the case. Moving on to perhaps access her regret if she's here and then. You find out a little bit more about the kind of description that you hear from Chiasmus of Ludmira, in that she was very ragged, and that she looked like Chiasmus describes her as though she looked like she was a queen who had been pulled through a bush, and like she had been completely like disowned. And you guys kind of put the components together. You have this knowledge of this waxing, waning, and full, and you have a bit of a story here. You have the idea that she was someone of great power, and then you know that some event happened where she was kind of deposed, and then you have after that, right? You have these kind of three phases already. You've got before she was fucked up, whatever the fuck she did, and then after she was fucked up, right?
Frank, 3 phases.
And you have this depiction in your head of where it, like, what she looked like when she cursed Chiasmus, and together you draw the conclusion that she was in Waning when Chiasmus and Ludimira met. It was not in Then. It was in some other Fey settlement. They were playing cards. I assume before waxing she had more leg hair.
Moonwater.
No. Clean.
No.
Ah, too moony. Lift it out too long.
Too moony. Does it work?
I mean, you tell me. What is it you're trying to do?
Yes,
You're
it
trying to
works.
go? You want to
Yeah.
try and walk through? You're trying to imagine yourself in the regrets of Ludimira?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, roll me intelligence checks with advantage thanks to the moon water.
Yes.
What?
That's funny.
Lovely.
Ooh, thank goodness for that in there.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Nugget and I are on the same page.
Rain Mooney, okay, I'll bear that in mind. Thank you, DC Bradshaw. There's a D6 that was. Oh, and Madame Grimoire. I didn't notice that before.
There's also a Gurk in NPC.
I went to
now.
Gherkin.
Smart place.
Oh, I missed Gherkin.
Okay.
That's the inn where this happened.
Sure, this is
yeah,
Gherkin. You're at the Gherkin. You're at the
The
Gherkin.
old
Gherkin.
Ah.
Oh my god. I love
And okay, so the rest of you brace yourselves. You concentrate hard on. For some of you, it's difficult to picture her because you've never seen her before, but instead you have this silhouette. She's sat here still at the table opposite Chiasmus, and you can see the silhouette of her. You can see that she is wearing a dress, she has long hair, she is of a slender, feminine form, and she has a crown on top of her head. I'm listening. What you got?
Is Chiasmus an artificer? She's an issue.
Nothing that. Your family is naturally artificer inclined. From let's say that you guys have had a conversation during your downtime at the Maelstrom. She is a fighter.
Yes. Okay.
She's a fighter, but she has she has artificer tendencies.
She
Without putting too fine a point to it.
moonlights sometimes as an artificer.
Most people in your family have at least, let's say, we would say one level in artificer.
Okay. Well, if she's got one level in artificer, the first level artificer gives you magical tinkering, and you can use that to create very crude pictures on objects if you so wish. So
Sure.
if Chiasmus wanted to, she could create some kind of crude image of
Right.
the Countess if she
Ooh.
wanted us to help visualize
see.
it. That is a first level artificer.
Yeah. I mean, sure, she'll do that if you give her the opportunity to grab some of your resources on your shell or anything that you've got tucked away. She'll use it to help come up with something. It won't contribute too much to the overall thing. You have a silhouette of an
stick
individual. Compared to a stick figure, the silhouette is probably a little bit more helpful. But she gives it a.
But she
shot.
tries.
Oh
Titties
yeah,
out.
it's the fucking shadow thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a silhouette of the individual, like the opposite. And you step through the threshold of the inn, the Gurk Inn. Maybe
Now
she
we're
created
Gurked out.
Mm-hmm.
the do-good penis. Yeah, Chiasmus is responsible for the do-good penis. I don't want to take that away from Jenny. Jenny did the do-good penis
Thank you. My proudest work.
a long time ago. Okay, you step through the threshold, and you are faced with a scene. Crazy. How these keep happening.
Whoa!
I've never seen so many scenes.
Oh, just a void of nothingness.
You are at a Fey court. This is the most like a Fey court that you actually ever seen. because every other time you've been somewhere, you've had a couple of petitioners essentially lining up to see an archfey, and that's not often how these courts work. In fact, in this instance, you have what look like dozens and dozens of attendees. These all seem to be kind of high elven figures. You can see just about the points of their ears, their long hair, and you can see what looks like the outline of regal clothing. Shades, dozens of them, stood up, many of them debating with one another, talking, or at least making noises as if they're talking, or gesturing as if they're talking. In front of a large throne, the other end of the room. It is very ornate, as is much of the wall, much of the structure that you are in. You see these big marble pillars, these long rugs that are brought out across the room, and this screams to you like fucking queen. Like this says to you, this is high royalty. Everybody in here is important, and you don't want to. You feel almost self-conscious of the fact that you're not dressed up. And you're not fully
shadows.
Yeah, outstaged by shades. There's only one individual in this room who has any color and any substance to them, and it is the Archfey sat on her throne. Okay, now you see in a silvery, fine, long dress that pulls in a long tail below, or trail, with a crown resting firmly centered on top of her head, long flowing blue hair that it moves almost. It's like opalescent a little bit, and she looks regal as fuck. She looks put together. She looks like she is firmly in control of everything in front of us. She stands herself up, and you can see that she has been at a lengthy debate. And she says to the court, "I've had enough. I have done enough. I think I deserve to be remunerated appropriately for my position here within the Feywild, for the work that I have done, for the work that we have done. I don't think that this is enough for me, or for you, or for our people. I aspire to greater heights." And she says, "I aspire to godhood." And she pauses, and you can see that she looks out in front of the room. She expects applause. You can see it in her face. And she is met with what you can only assume, hearing almost no audio apart from her own voice, raucous laughter. Every single individual in this room is in hysterics.
Embarrassing.
Orcs.
Yeah, I thought this was regret, not cringe.
She kind of gestures to this court and she says, "Silence! You will see, every single one of you will see, and you will be either with me, assisting me, or you will be against me, groveling for mercy." She steps away. She fucking gets the fuck out of there. You can see that she steps immediately out of this room. And she's gone. The shades fade, and you are left with an empty courtroom.
She didn't look very regretful.
Oh. I also find it odd that her biggest regret would be being laughed at.
Maybe this is just the part that we could know from, because she's not sort of stuck here.
Well, maybe wherever she's gone next is where the regret happens.
Do we follow her to where she went?
Yeah.
Did we see where she walked? Should we just...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should follow.
Going that way, yeah.
This time, Chiasmus has her sword drawn and she's ready. She follows close in tow as you step through a portal. And in this case, it's a second scenario. You can see Ludamira is in the same outfit she was previously in. She looks identical. In fact, it's not even really a portal as such, it's an archway from one room into another. And you can see her pulling apart what looks like kind of like a package, almost. And she throws its wrapping towards you. You can see in very fine calligraphy. It says her full name, Countess Palatine Ludamira Ibrium the 16th.
They have enough space, or does it like?
And what she pulls from the package is Randall's grimoire.
Oh shit.
No.
Wait a
God.
second.
I sort of just look sort of
Chat
like
law.
between...
The chat law.
Before you even get a moment to deal with the information that you're seeing in front of you, Chiasmus closes the distance and decapitates Ludamira in one fell swoop.
I turn to Haiku and go, yeah, I think you are related.
Fucking got her! Let's go! She kind of like wipes the blood off. Woo! That feels amazing!
Did it not feel too easy?
I mean, there's another two.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
didn't even know I was here. She was living in her regret. She had no idea. Easy prey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that doesn't seem like the version of a person that would want to help remove a curse, so that's probably not the worst thing. Probably.
Well, at least we hope not. What if this version ended up being the nicest?
Yeah.
Well, we
I'm
wouldn't
You
know.
saw her out there. She wanted to become a god.
I meant relatively nice. When I
I
was a
mean-
little
Yeah.
unhinged.
She's gone. This one is gone. There are two more. I just needed to get that out of my system, okay? I can be more
Yeah.
responsible now.
Good job.
You
Well done.
sure? You sure you got it out your system?
I
I know
sa-
sometimes
said...
I need to be a bit more. Let's step up the
just-
cops a bit.
I'm happy. She's dead.
Okay, just check.
She's dead. I fucking killed an archfey.
Pretty dope.
Bro,
Nice.
you should engrave something into your sword now. That might be when you get a chance. This sword killed. Oh, well, you might run out of blade.
Does your sword already have a name?
Bertha.
Bertha?
Yeah.
You could call her Bertha the Countess Killer.
I like it. We're on the same page.
Bertha the Countess Butcher.
Oh, all right. Got some good
I
ideas.
said,
got some
don't
good
dog
ideas.
ear the corners. She's like flipping the pages in the grimoire. Call the sword dog ear.
The book is gone.
Damn it. Gonna have two grimoires.
Wait,
Wielded.
These are two identical books.
What could go
They won't be
wrong?
identical.
so that was your book then?
I mean, it looked like it, didn't it?
Are these things mass produced, do you think? Or do you think that's just
I think we should bear this in mind next time Randall tries to tell us not to steal some gold. Or,
that he's stolen a grimoire?
steal the grimoire.
Steal the grimoire.
If I remember correctly, it like opened up to page to
Exactly.
him.
It chose me.
Which is concerning
Wait,
now, given the circumstances even more.
Yeah, was that grimoire gonna help her get to godhood? Shouldn't have said that out loud.
Oh no.
Maybe we should just keep going.
Where do we go now? She's dead. Good job, by the way, Casmus, but she's dead.
Well,
Thank
there's
you.
three.
At least this one's dead. I mean, how do we find the other two?
I mean, we found one.
Maybe the scenarios aren't different. They're just different in how she wishes she would have handled them.
This isn't even the one that I met.
Oh, how do you know?
Well, she looks very different. I mean, it's the same person, but like the one I met was not this well put together. She looks like a queen. But like a queen, you know? Not like what I saw. A mess.
So perhaps we just go through the arch again, thinking of the same thing, and another version will appear.
We have more messy thoughts.
Let's not messy thought it. Hey, I've got a great idea. She picks up Ludamira's head. Let's take this.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want it for your
a
shell?
piece of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
I mean, I
cut
was
from the same
mostly
cloth.
thinking that if we keep it and we go through, we like, because it's divination magic, right? So we,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've got a bit of her. We're pretty much guaranteed, right?
Oh, whack it on. There's a spot just in the bottom left.
Maybe what's probably for that? Maybe we don't take the head because it's still dripping. Why don't if I just put the crown on your shell somewhere?
Bottom left.
Yeah. Okay. Bottom right. Puts the crown on, fastens it in
Well-
place.
Won't she know that we killed her other part of herself?
Just don't turn around, Haiku.
There's so much mess on there. It could be anyone's crown.
I'll tuck it underneath this this scalp.
Oh no!
Not phased at all by it. Okay, great. Let's keep going, shall we?
But we've got this crown.
Yeah.
Let's go. Now we're going to move on to the next encounter before we call our session to an end. I'm not going to ask you to roll intelligence checks because you have a piece of her, quite literally.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to be okay.
Haiku can wear the hat like a hat. Ooh. Okay,
No.
continue. Sorry.
But we will move to this scene.
Ooh.
Hold on, chat. Brief moment of lag.
Ooh.
Who did?
Wait for all the pixels to load.
There's so many pixels.
It might usually struggle to load, but it didn't this time. Oh,
Really pretty.
Okay.
Whoa.
Be able to get a good look at the map. This is another Chepeku map. Who we
Good job.
subscribe to.
They're
with
so
our
good.
D&D allowance.
Remember
Yes.
that dungeon in Destiny, Tom? Prophecy. It gives me prophecy vibes.
I'm seeing the prophecy vibes. Seeing them. So let me zoom in a little. I'll open up Ludamira's token so you can see her a bit closer.
Wow.
Ooh.
Pretty dress. Oh my
You
god.
don't look messy
Mm.
either.
Oh my god.
This is Ludamira. She still looking quite put together. I'll make it small again.
Mhm.
Is in the midst of casting a spell.
Well,
You are clearly in the Feywild. You see, looking around you, the dark night sky, that is as if a veil is placed over that dusk that you had seen, where you've transitioned from dusk into night. There are lights, the twinkling of the stars in the distance. You can still see these glowworms floating around you, though they are a purple colour, like an inky purple colour. You see this giant structure.
The inky stuff again. Oh, no.
This giant structure
in the book.
raising itself and lighting in these giant bolts of purple, streaking lightning across the structure, as if it were a spell being cast.
Does it look like a spell I know?
Sorry?
Does it look like a spell I know?
No.
Okay. I
She
will
is
not
in the midst
counterspell it.
of a ritual, it appears. And she says, in a booming voice that echoes across the whole scene, she says, Mistress Shah, goddess of mysteries, hoarder of secrets. You see, Randall's tome opens up.
Why tome?
The pages of the grimoire start flying amongst themselves. You can see that she is holding a tome, or the identical tome is floating directly in front of her, but both have opened and are illuminated and animated by her words. I have spoken to your chosen, and I know what I must do. To truly harness the moonlight, one must also harness its shade. Hear me, singer of eternal night. Hearken unto me, lady of loss. I have embraced your depths that I may gain my rightful place in the sky. Rally to my cause that I may bolster my power with yours. We shall throw down your sister and change the realms forever. Huge
Now I
streaks
counterspell it.
of lightning continue to ripple across this structure. You see, before you start casting your spell,
Okay.
a light, the kind of luminescent color of moonlight appears next to you as you are stood next to Randall. But rather than seeing Randall, between you and him, you see the head of an arrow that is drawn taut in a bow in the hands of a silhouette who also has a very correct poise as they hold the arrow taut. You can see silhouette of double mustache and a pointed beard, kind of a somewhat tilted hat to one side, and you can see that there's a plated mail they're wearing on top, and you see the outline of a holy symbol on a necklace around this masculine figure's neck of Selune. The arrow is brought taut, loosed as it slams into Ludamira, who topples over mid-casting her spell. The lightning starts to crackle, the structure starts to collapse and become unstable, and she scrambles to the ground before looking up and recognizing Randall.
Is it Caspian? Is the shadow Caspian? Because he was a paladin of Selene.
The shadow is now gone. And our
Tell us,
session
damn
has
it.
come to a close.
That's why I went like this. I was like, oh my fucking god, this is who's erasing Caspian the whole time. Oh my god. I feel like Charlie with the red strings, like.
Oh my god.
And that is the end of our game for this evening.
Jesus. fucking
Ludamira
Christ.
Christ.
casting a ritual spell. She appears to be casting some magic that she may harness the power of the goddess Shah. We'll talk about that more next session, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
maybe then,
Alright.
yeah.
Right, that's it, guys. GG, well done.
God damn. Jesus.
Fair bit happened that session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite a lot of it in the last 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But hopefully in our next session, maybe we'll come out the other side of this, which will definitely not be a combat.
Oh, cool.
Sweet.
Is that a Tom guarantee?
And maybe, just maybe, we'll get out the Feywild before the new year.
We literally have one session to do that in. And if we have a fight, can bet we won't. No.
I mean, literally, all we have to do is if we defeat her, she runs away or whatever, but we get the like curses removed, then we just get to a teleportation circle somewhere, and I can get us out.
True.
It's going to be immediate, get the fuck out of here mode from Neurali. It's time to leave.
The new year. She approaches.
Are you bark? No bark? Let's go.
Well, we did it, team.
GG's.
Well done,
Oh
all.
my God.
So much lore.
All right, we should be back next week then. Obviously, the week after is the 25th, so probably won't be here then.
Hello.
No. But we'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yes.
Goodbye. Be good. See you later. Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Bye.